So why do people who already know how to swim, you know, at least so that they won't drown, what do they get from this?
By improving their stroke, or by focusing on technique? Well, I personally respond very strongly to the idea of lifelong learning. That whatever I'm doing, at least the things I do that I value, that I can continue improving. You know, one of our philosophies that we emphasize a lot is what we call Kaizen, which is a Japanese term for continuous improvement. And the idea that you can have that as a possibility, that in middle age you could be getting better and better at something, and indeed do it far better than you did as a teenager.
And far differently.
Far differently.
That's something that fascinates me. It's not just better, it's not just faster, or it's with a whole different experience, because as a result of this, when I'm in a pool, I'm never bored.
Right. Well, it's with awareness, with a clear sense of purpose, with an understanding of how the parts work together.
Well, it's also it's a whole body experience,
Whole
it's
body
a whole mental experience,
right.
and just, you know, what we're doing in that lesson about the pitch of the hands, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean,
right.
Because of the hands, then the arms and the whole, and you get the feeling of being one piece, and that's really, you know, that moment where I'm actually swimming, it felt, you've probably noticed, it felt totally different.
It's swimming as a movement art,
yes.
Not as a sport.
That's
now,
right.
Even if you do it as a sport, and I do it as a sport, I swim competitively in open water and master swimming, I get the most satisfaction from practicing it as a movement art.
Well, that's the thing that I love about it. I mean, I know I want to go a little bit more into the if not competitive, at least
a little bit of performance
but,
measurement.
Yeah.
But
that is really the thing that sets this apart for me, is that it's like dancing, and particularly since I had so many frustrations not being able to dance on land because of all these injuries. Suddenly in the water,
feels
that's
like
not
dancing.
a problem.
Yeah.
You know, then I mean, you still have some body issues of all kinds, but it's not the same. You aren't held back. There aren't the same obstacles. And the dreaded buoyancy, you know, really is actually a help in certain ways. So that's been, to me, you know, the ongoing excitement of all of this.
Well, that's the nice part for us boomers. So we can get in the water, and on one hand, it's more forgiving than things we do on land.
Right.
On the other hand, it presents some really interesting problems to solve. You know, our bodies are not meant to be in water. We're not sort of wired to move in water. So figuring out how to solve the problem of the fact that water's not very cooperative for skilled movement is, you know, the fact that you can be problem solving means that even as you're aging, you can be improving. Maybe you're not as fit, maybe your strength is declining a little bit, whatever, but you can be improving by solving these problems that are unique to water.
It's a tremendously challenging intellectual and emotional and physical experience.
Yeah.
And, it's really changed my life.
So it sounds pretty all-encompassing.